Welcome to Cal State Fullerton's The Report with the latest news, views, and info to go. I'm Christina Rasband.
I'm Sarah Fenton.
And I'm Jen Moynihan.
Today we will start by discussing some hot topics, including the end of a beloved American talent show, a sports controversy gaining a national attention, and First Amendment rights of student reporters.
Beyond our discussion, we have reports on current CSUF events, including a celebrity guest presentation for students on campus, and more.
And finally, we conclude with some local and national news on a reparation package for victims of police torture, one city's plastic ban recall, and updates on the status of children refugees in the Middle East.
But first, we'll begin with our segment called Hot Topics, where we'll discuss the top trending topics of the week. Just days before the season 14 finale, Fox announced Monday that American Idol will be renewed for its 15th and final season. The program, which first aired in 2002, has been responsible for the discovery of many award-winning musicians, including Kelly Clarkson, Carrie Underwood, Jennifer Hudson, and Chris Daughtry. Judges Jennifer Lopez, Keith Urban, and Harry Connick Jr. will all remain on the program, as well as long-running host Ryan Seacrest. Seacrest spoke about the show's impact in a statement saying, "It's been a remarkable journey, and I feel very fortunate to have been a part of a show that made television history in countless ways." What is your reaction to American Idol's final season? And what were some of your favorite moments from past seasons?
I mean, as much as I love American Idol, I'm not necessarily sad to see it go just because it's been going on for so long.
Yeah.
I feel like, if anything, this is the time to end it on a good note. We have other shows, The X Factor, The Voice, that are gaining a lot of traction. And I feel like while American Idol was amazing back in 2002 with Kelly Clarkson and some of the other idols, it's time for us to move on.
Yeah, like you said, it's been around for a long time, and most shows don't even go on that long, especially reality TV
Right.
shows. Yeah. You get a few seasons out of it and then it's gone. So the fact that it's been on for so long, that's great. I know I missed not Ryan Seacrest, but Simon Cowell and Paula Abdul.
Yes.
They were the best. So I think
were.
I stopped watching after them. I know a reporter tweeted out saying, "I didn't even know American Idol was still on until they announced that they're doing their final season."
Oh, no! That's so sad.
I think that's kind of the sign that, they need to
Yeah.
move on.
Well, I read from the New York Times, they were saying the first 8 seasons were getting 30 million views. And now we're in the 14th season right now, about to go into the 15th, and they only have 9 million views. So that's kind of a huge reduction.
Yeah.
But, you know, for me personally, I'm also a singer as well. So this show really impacted me growing up. I looked up to Kelly Clarkson, and I think it gave me something to pursue. Like, I was always trying to audition for the show. I used to go to this show called On Air with Ryan Seacrest to meet different celebrities from the show. So it really opened up the world of entertainment, I think, for TV, for bringing on shows like The Voice or America's Got Talent or The X Factor. So I think it really impacted Americans, but it's kind of sad to see it go, but I think it's time.
I like what you were saying about how it brought ordinary citizens with really great talent into the spotlight.
Yeah.
So it gives people like Kelly Clarkson, who might not have been such an amazing musician,
Exactly.
a chance.
Right.
So that's definitely something that they've done that nobody else did before.
No.
Following investigations into the controversial underinflated football incident last year, known as deflategate, the National Football League did not go easy on the New England Patriots or their quarterback, Tom Brady. The NFL fined the team a whopping $1 million, making this the highest value penalty to date. The Patriots were also stripped of their first-round draft pick in 2016 and fourth-round selections in 2017. The NFL also suspended Brady, citing conduct detrimental to the league's integrity and a lack of cooperation with the investigation. While investigators alleged that the team violated league rules deliberately and that Brady was at least somewhat aware of the activities, some Patriots disagree. Do you think the NFL's punishment of the Patriots was appropriate? Why or why not?
I think that this decision that the NFL made to fine the team $1 million and to put him on suspension for the first couple of games of the season is definitely justified. They have a past record of cheating in games. I think it was in 2007 where they were caught videotaping the coach's signals, which is something that not only is against league policy, but it's also just a huge ethical concern for anyone participating in sports. So, you know, if you're gonna cheat, you're gonna get caught, and this is what happens.
Yeah.
Right. I truly believe once cheater, always a cheater. And when we were talking about how he wouldn't give up his phone to show the text, does he have something to hide? Like,
Well, I guess he did.
I guess so.
Exactly. Well, I mean, you would think that if he had nothing to do with it, if he wasn't the one that wanted the balls to be underinflated, right when this came out, he would have said, no, like, you can have everything, give me a lie detector test, I was not a part of it. But he went the shady route and said, well, no, I wasn't a part of it, but kind of like stepped back and didn't really. Then there was people blaming the ball boy, but in reality, why would the ball boy want the balls to be underinflated? The only person that would benefit from that is Tom Brady. Makes it easier to pass the football, and of course, that helped them win the game. So, I mean, he cheated. They all, I guess, are getting what they deserve.
Yeah.
I saw with the 4 games, he is going without pay for those games as well. It's a little over $1 million that he's losing from those 4 games that he's being suspended next season. I mean, I know he does make a lot of money, so it may not be a lot to him. But I am happy that the backup quarterback, Jimmy Garoppolo, if you haven't seen him yet, definitely Google a picture because
Sarah's excited for him.
I followed him from when he got drafted by the Patriots last season. He came from a school in Iowa.
Sarah made him her man crush Monday.
Yeah, my man crush Monday. So, I mean, I can't complain that now he gets to step up and be the quarterback for the 4 games next season.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm happy, I guess.
So you mentioned something earlier about the football deflating. You said it had to do with how the quarterback throws the ball. It affects his passing.
It makes it easier because when you can grip something, especially something squishy or squishier, it makes it a lot easier to throw the ball. If you're holding on to a regular inflated football, I mean, you can still throw it, but it's not as easy as being able to grip onto it. It makes the ball a little smaller, makes it easier to pass the ball.
It's interesting then that they tried to attempt to not necessarily frame the ball boy, but blame it on him rather than taking responsibility as a team.
Because the only person that it would affect would be Tom Brady.
Exactly.
So,
like I said, from the start, they were just pretty shady about it. And then it kind of went away for the whole time they were doing the investigation. And then once the findings came out, it was like, oh, yeah, you guys, they couldn't pin it directly on Tom Brady. The reports basically said he had something to do with it, but we can't really prove it.
But you know what? For him to just be given a suspension, I think that's getting off the hook, like, pretty easily.
I mean, they won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Because, well, I'm going to say, yes, they are a good team. And they could have won without the balls being underinflated.
Right.
So they should have just played the game, play fair, like we were taught when we were younger, play fair and win that way. But, I mean, now they have to live with it. I think they'll be remembered now as cheaters instead of anything else.
The Daily Titan is calling out officials in the Strategic Communications Department at Cal State Fullerton for allegedly blocking reporters' access to administrators and delaying stories. The editorial published by the Daily Titan cites multiple occasions where reporters were denied requests for in-person or phone interviews. Instead, reporters were asked to submit all questions through email. However, the paper says that many of these responses were received more than a month later, with watered-down or filtered information. Executive Director of the Student Press Law Center says it, quote, shows a lack of transparency, a lack of accountability, and is also an indicator that the institution has a much bigger problem. What do you think? Do the actions of the media relations officials at the university infringe on First Amendment rights?
Okay, so here's the thing, right? We have this one person that's supposedly in charge of the school's PR media department, right? And this is that guy,
Christopher
Bugby. He's not doing his job, right? He's kind of the middleman who's not speaking up for what he should be speaking up for. So why can't people go just directly to the source?
Well,
Any ideas?
I think they mentioned in the Daily Titan editorial that it's not necessarily the policy that they have to go through him. They're able to go to other officials, but I think it's, when you have someone that is purposely trying to stop these types of interviews from happening, it does make it a little bit more difficult.
I think if he's in charge of the PR department, he's setting a bad example for the PR students here.
That's a good point.
I mean, these students, this is someone that they should be able to look up to and see, okay, this is how things should be done. And if he's not doing anything, what is that showing these PR students? And then what is it teaching our journalism students here?
Right.
That now there's a bad perception of people in PR, and it just makes it difficult. I don't think it's good on either side.
Yeah, well, essentially he serves as the middleman between campus officials and the media on campus.
So like police and...
Yeah, so essentially like if you want to do an interview with campus police. But from what I was reading from the Daily Titan editorial, they were saying that he has denied in-person interviews and also requests for over-the-phone interviews. And some of these email responses, if they get them at all, they're usually months after the story is even relevant.
And what's the point? Yeah. So if he's not responding and he's supposedly the position of being the PR guy, right?
It makes it seem like there's something that we're hiding.
But what is he doing? What is he doing? Supposedly this is his job. Like at the time that he's not responding to people trying to get these stories out there, like you kind of have to question, well, what is he doing when he's on the clock? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
that's frustrating for the Daily Titan. I can't even imagine.
Yeah. And it stops them from getting their story out. And then you don't get the information that you need as one, as a journalist, and two, as the students who are consuming that information. You want as much information as possible. There's that lack of transparency.
Yeah.
And that's not good.
No.
I think you hit it exactly. I think this is a transparency issue on campus. Considering the fact that we go to a state school, this information should be public. We should have access to these officials to ask about the drought-tolerant plants or the smoking ban or rape accusations on campus. I think that the fact that they're trying to stonewall this is ridiculous.
Yeah. And now let's switch over to the campus events of the week. Orange is the New Black actress and activist Laverne Cox spoke to students at Cal State Fullerton's Titan Gym last week about issues facing the transgender community. In her talk series titled Ain't I a Woman?, Cox spoke to students about her own personal struggles in relations to transgender issues. She included statistics on the difficulties transgender individuals experience with bullying, unemployment, and discrimination. Cox, who is well known for her role as Sophia Bursett in the hit Netflix original series Orange is the New Black, has also been recognized as one of the first transgender women of color to have a lead role in the television show.
The soul of the radio, television, film department here at Cal State Fullerton is leaving. Professor Parabanasov finished teaching his last semester after many years as a television professor. His career began at ABC and took him many different paths, including working with Oprah Winfrey. Parabanasov plans to continue teaching and tutoring at 8 to 6 LA, a nonprofit writing and tutoring organization. The report extends a warm thank you to Professor Parabanasov, and good luck.
According to the Daily Titan, all 4 elevators in the College Park building here at Cal State Fullerton require repairs. The elevators were given temporary permits. The previous permits expired in 2013. PM Realty, the owner of College Park, has been given until June 8th to repair the elevators.
And now we'll switch over to some updates in local news. The Huntington Beach City Council voted 6-1 to repeal the city's 2-year-old restriction on plastic grocery bags. Residents will also no longer be required to pay the 10-cent per bag tax on paper grocery bags. The ban was aimed at reducing litter in the city, but proved wildly unpopular with residents who saw it as a form of government overreach. Huntington Beach City Councilman Mike Posey proposed lifting the ban in spite of a statewide plastic bag ban supported by over 800,000 residents, which will be posed as a referendum on the November 2016 ballot. Environmental groups claim that repealing the ban is a step in the wrong direction.
And now we'll take a look at some of the latest news here in the U.S. and abroad. The Chicago City Council approved a $5.5 million reparation package for victims of police torture perpetrated under the administration of Police Commander John Burge from 1972 to 1991. As the statute of limitations ran out on his alleged crimes, Burge and his collaborators were never formally prosecuted. However, a Chicago Police Department review board ruled in 1993 that Burge and his colleagues had indeed resorted to torture. The City Council's decision marks the end of a decades-long fight for restitution, which will be paid to over 100 victims who suffered human rights abuses under the Burge police administration.
For Yazidi children from Iraq's Kurdish region, displacement by ISIS forces is only the beginning of their struggle. For many, being spared only means winding up in refugee camps. Hastily erected tent schools in the camps have become desperately overcrowded, with 8 to 10 students sharing in a desk and textbooks in short supply. Sanitation is also an issue in these tent schools, as there are few bathrooms and the children are getting each other sick from being in such close proximity. Class sizes in these schools can reach upwards of 160 students. Before we sign off, we would like to take a moment to recognize that this will be our final episode for myself and Jen, soon to be graduates of the class of 2015.
We'd like to take this time to thank our viewers, the entire crew at Titan TV, and my co-executive producer, Jeffrey Witten.
That's all we have on this last edition of The Report. Thank you. I'm Christina Rasband.
I'm Sarah Fenton.
And I'm Jen Moynihan. Stay fresh, Fullerton.